Good Tuesday morning. Welcome back to Martin's Koi Pond and Aquatics. And I've had a couple of weeks off filming, so I feel refreshed. So let's get into it. Well, updates. We had trichodina and flukes in the pond a couple of weeks ago, and I used formalin and malachite green to treat the trichodina, and then 7 days after that I used flubendazole to treat the flukes. It was Cockney Koi fluke out I used, and or fluke off, is it? I don't know. But in any case, we now have very happy parasite free fish. I've not scraped any because I don't feel the need. They're all loving life. There's no more than the odd scratch that fish do anyway, so we appear to have neutralized the parasite problem. So that's good news. And we'll now move on to the bottom of the pond. You may see, while I've got the air off, little white flecks all over the bottom of the pond. That's because in this corner over here there is a bag of a media bag full of crushed oyster shell. Well, obviously one of the koi, or several of the koi maybe, have managed to break into that bag, and as a result we have oyster shells spread all over the bottom of the pond. Now I'm in two minds what to do about it, because I could hoover it out, then I'll hoover all the biofilm and good stuff off the bottom of the pond that the koi like to graze on. I could just leave it and let it go green, because it will get algae on it, but my only worry about that is when I'm in there in my waders, would I puncture the liner? Although I do have a very particular tough rubber liner, so that's probably unlikely. So I'm mulling over still what to do about it. And of course, the longer they're on the bottom, the more spread around the pond the koi are spreading them, because they just keep picking them up in their mouths and spitting them out again. Fish news is not a lot to tell you. There is a brand new koi, but it's teeny weeny, and it's currently in a fish tank in the house, and I might put a clip of it on later on the video, but let's say it's probably only 10 centimeters or so, but it's an absolute stunning little koi, and one that I quite like. So we'll have a look at that a bit later. Some of the other smaller koi, like the tancho there, are getting a lot braver and spending more time swimming around rather than hiding in amongst the pipes in that corner. I can't see if I can see any of the other little ones. No, they must be hiding. But as well as the tancho, there's a small chagoi, a small soragoi, and a small achiever. But the tancho seems the bravest of the smaller koi. What's that one there? Oh no, that's the yellow shusui. No, it was the chagoi. So there's the little chagoi biscuit. The water clarity is unbelievable at the minute. It is like looking like the fish are floating on air. It really is so crystal clear. And all I've done to change or help the water clarity was I changed my food about a month ago to the King's Lynn Koi Elite, which, as I've said before, is Kusuri all season. Rebucketed it up as King's Lynn Koi Elite and sold as that. And the foam situation is non-existent, and the water clarity is the best I've ever had it, without a doubt. I'm also only cleaning the Nexus every 3 days. Now, I was at one point doing it every day, but what I was finding was there wasn't a lot of muck every day, or a great deal anyway, and I felt that it wasn't really doing its job, the easy, because it wasn't getting caked with enough muck to then trap the smaller particles. But what I've found is, and it's just what I've found, and you know, you may in your own circumstances with your own Nexus have different views, and I accept that, but with mine I found that by leaving it 3 days, it has really cleared up all the micro particles out of the water, because it allows the easy to get fully caked up, and then it really does need a good clean. So every 3 days gets a good clean, 2 clean cycles of the easy, and that is drained away to waste. And I've found since I've been doing that my water clarity has improved. Now, like I said, you know, other people will have different experiences and find they need to clean their Nexus more often, and that's fine. I'm not saying by any means clean your Nexus every 3 days. Just for my situation, it's working, and so that's what I'm going to stick with. Still got the Screenmatic here working off the skimmer. That pulls off very little muck now, because the water is literally so clear that it's mostly clear water going into the Screenmatic. The collection tray I clean once a week, just because you get a fair bit of food end up in there, and that quickly starts to go mouldy. So I like to get the tray out once a week and hose it down, just to stop the risk of any bad bacteria forming in there. So what else have I been up to? Oh, I've been on a couple of fishing trips, and I went with my son and nephew at the weekend, and my son caught his second biggest ever fish, and he was absolutely buzzing and over the moon, so that was really good. I might put some pictures at the end of our fishing trip up. I did do some filming, but I didn't do any filming of the actual fish because we were just too busy, so I might just put pictures of the fish up at the end of the video. But Clunk over there, the grass carp, is becoming a very popular person. People that come and visit the pond really like him. He's such a chilled individual. I was a bit concerned about it, because fishing wise, grass carp are absolute lunatics when you catch them and get them out of the water. But in the water, he is just a model citizen. He just cruises around, does his own thing, eats an absolute shed load of food, and I'm sure he's going to get a lot bigger. Just noticed there's a snail on the bottom of the pond, so I better get that out. So yeah, that's the update. Quite a long update, 9 minutes 50 at the minute. I'm going to show you in the next clip probably the big fish tank indoors. because I did have 5 goldfish in here that I was growing on. They're now out of the pond. There's no goldfish in the pond now, and they're in that fish tank, and it looks amazing. I've added some other goldfish, and like I said, there's a little koi in there, and actually there's a little baby albino grass carp as well. So in the next clip we'll have a look at the fish tank, and we'll have a look at the goldfish. Catch you in a bit. Well, good Friday morning, and you're looking at my 6-foot aquarium, and those that have followed my channel for a while will notice that a rather large fish is missing. Sadly, earlier in the week, having had him for 7 years, we lost Simon, the big Midas cichlid. He'd been poorly for a few days, and unfortunately he passed away. I don't know what the exact reason was. Could have been age, or it could have been some sort of internal organ failure, but I lost him. And on Monday I moved on the other Midas cichlid and the group of silver dollars. They all went to my daughter for her tank, because I decided I was going to go single tail goldfish in this tank and go without a heater, and those fish need a heater. So that's what I've done basically. As you can see, I have been able to lose a 500 watt heater by doing this, so in terms of energy savings it's going to be great in the winter especially. There are still a couple of plecos and some Cynodontis catfish in here. The temperature at the minute of it is around 22 degrees, so because it's in the lounge it's not cooling down much. I do need to rehome those though, especially before the autumn when the temperature of the tank will drop. So what have we got in here? Well, for not a lot of money, well, I moved 5 goldfish in here that I'd put in the pond to grow on, my single-tailed goldfish. There's one here, this shabunkin, and this shabunkin here, and this comet here, and found they'd nearly all doubled in size in just a month or so in the pond. So they're in here. There's 2 canary or yellow goldfish, one here and one here. Very, very nice fish. A couple of comet-tailed shabunkins and here. We've got a almost kahaku looking red and white goldfish at the back there, which is really stunning. I like that fish. A spare male Randa that was getting bullied in my trio of naughty boys tank, so I've moved him in here. And then a couple of fish that aren't going to be in here long term. There's a bright white Jinrin koi there, which I think might be a female, because quite a lot of the male goldfish like to chase it around. It's called Casper, named by someone at work. And up here we have a little teeny weeny baby albino grass carp, which again is destined for the pond. That's called Click, to obviously go with Clunk, and children of the 70s and 80s like myself will know the reference with Clunk and Click. So yeah, this is my now cold water single-tailed goldfish tank. I think it looks mega. it has softened the blow of losing the big guy. Oh, sorry about the finger. I'll put a little picture of him up after this clip, and that'll be it for this week's video, and I will see you in the next video.